I've been into sports since that's one of my first memories. So when I was a kid, I played absolutely everything, any ball, anything that I could get my hands on, I played. Starting with baseball, basketball, tennis, football, everything. 1980 and 1981, I'm 5 and 6 years old. I have this memory of Reggie Jackson hitting a home run and the bat flying out of his hands and the ball still went over the fence, and that was awe-inspiring.
See, that ball is gone. It's out of here. The Yankees lead it 5-2. Jackson, a towering drive straightaway center field.
Oh man, I cannot believe it. So trying to find a Reggie Jackson card, and when I was 5 years old, is a huge memory for me. I see something and then I want a piece of that. And that's kind of what cards were. I wanted a piece of what I saw. So my Uncle Brian, who was about 10 years older than I am, he was more like my big brother than my uncle. When he graduated, I guess, from college, he handed me this stack of cards and he's like, here you go. We start going through them and I'm reading off the players. We came to the football player Booby Clark.
We just found out that Booby here drinks the same beer as me, Corky, Sparky, Buck, and Boom Boom.
As a 8-9-year-old kid, getting to say Booby Clark, Booby. And that's kind of how this little collection started. We have body parts and bodily functions. We have kind of sex, drugs, and rock and roll. Not every dick makes the collection, but a lot of them do. And then we have ones that are just amazingly funny looking cards. And then there's some other little subgroups of this collection, but the main basis with all of them is that they all elicit a really, really positive, funny response, whether it's from me or now my kids. There's a few of the guys named Dick that are so incredibly funny. You have like Dick Dick Trickle. I mean, really, the jokes just write themselves. I mean, I'm Dick James, bitch. One of the greatest Dick cards ever made. A hockey player, and his name is Dick Paradise. He can just tell the ladies, I'm Dick Paradise. How are you? On the sex, drugs, and rock and roll shelf, there's a couple of guys named Buzz, and both of their names are awesome. So we have Buzz Nutter, which works on both, being buzzed and the nuts. Buzz Guy is one of my absolute favorites. And if you look at this card and you look at his eyes, this dude just looks absolutely blitzed, totally stoned. Awesome. Amazing Buzz Guy. That's a great one. You have two Boozers, which are really, really good. I mean, Emerson Boozer and Carlos Boozer. So, and then you have like Tom Beer, but if you're going to go out and you're going to go with, beer, and then if you're going to be a boozer, then you got to go right next door and get you a Fair Hooker. And Fair Hooker was an amazing card and one of the ones that actually got me started on this collection. There's a 2003 Topps flagship Future Stars card of two guys who were really not future stars at all. Their names are Brandon Puffer and Jung Bong. And if you put those two names together, either frontwards or backwards, Puffer Bong. I mean, come on. Puffer Bong, it's perfect. Even if you flipped it for Bong Puffer, again, I shouldn't probably know what that is, but I do. Another great name, which you can put in a lot of categories, is a guy by the name of Gregor Fucka. Fucka. Gregor Fucka. When I was hunting eBay trying to find one of these cards, I couldn't hit pay, buy it now fast enough. Woody Held. I mean, my hand just goes right out naturally when I say that name. A player that never played in the major leagues at all is a guy that I found out about several years ago, and his name is Steve Schartz. The one that's on the bottom is actually one that has nothing to do with their names. These are cult classic cards. One that almost every card collector, especially baseball, has to have. And that's the Billy Ripken Fuckface card. When Billy Ripken was a rookie, his big brother was one of the most famous baseball players of his time, and that was Cal Ripken. So what Cal did to mess with his brother was he wrote on the bat knob that would stick out like this, he wrote fuck face. Another one that's on that shelf, it's not a sports card. It's a Star Wars card, and it's of C-3PO. It's known as the Golden Rod, and there's a huge rod that looks like it comes right out of his crotch, and it's amazing. If the Puffer Bong isn't, the number one card that people are looking for when they're gonna do a collection like this, the other card, and only 1,000 of these were ever made, and it is the 1980-81 CBA card of Chubby Cox, which in many people's mind is the greatest card of this genre that was ever made. A lot of people don't even know this, but Chubby Cox was actually Kobe Bryant's uncle, which has since assisted in making this card a little bit more valuable than perhaps it should be. I mean, I have cards that have actual monetary value. I have a little collection of Hall of Fame autographs of baseball players. Fairly valuable cards, I mean, in the hundreds. But I'm never going to be a person that's ever going to, own a card that's like a $10,000 card. That's never going to probably be anything that I'm going to be able to do. And I'm cool with that because A card like that is not going to give me the type of emotion that a Bubbles Hawkins is going to give me. Bubbles Hawkins is a basketball player from the 70s that is just a great little name. Or a Steve Schartz or Dick Trickle. Those are the cards that are they're going to make me feel really, really good. Gratitude, humor, those are really, really important things to me. My son has always seen me either handling cards or I'm showing them to him, or when he was like just a couple of months old, I would put a little card in his hand and he would just be like this. And again, why the hobby is great. It's passed down from fathers to sons, from uncles to nephews. We can go through these names and I see and hear him laughing along with me. And those are the moments that we're going to remember, that we're going to bond over. I mean, who doesn't love watching their kid laugh? It's the greatest thing in the world, a children's laughter. It's the most wonderful sound in the entire world to hear. And to have my kids laugh at something that I've always loved to laugh at and laugh with, that's just what I value. Actually have a ball that he signed. So when I show people this collection, I actually, show them the ball and I'm like, yeah, I have Pete LeCoq's ball. I've been thinking about actually trying to get another one so I could have both of Pete LeCoq's balls.